Well, my name is Jean-Luc Fontano. With my accent, I can hear that I'm French. I'm born in 1969, so I'm 53 years old, just like a few weeks ago. I have one son named Leighton, obviously like a former tennis player. I'm married to a Colombian woman, which her name is Liliana. And I live actually in the north of Miami, in Florida. In the past, I worked with a lot of players. I finished my tennis studies in 1995. Have 2 years in the French Federation. I work with a lot of French players, national players, French Federation, and I moved in the US in 2002. From there, I work with former number one player, which is Jérôme Goldmard, former number one at the race. As a top player, as people know, Gaël Monfils. One of the most important players for me was Benjamin Baker, because we achieved a lot, and I worked like 3.5 years with him. Marcelo Arevalo just won Grand Slam in double right now. Oriate Kao, Stakowski, Gilles Muller for 3 years. Well, I don't know. I'm not a master in Korean tennis, but I had the chance to be there at the end of the career of Yoon Taek Lee. I don't know if I pronounce it right. I've seen the other Chong Huang playing. I went to 2 trips in Korea, once with Arevalo, once with Gilles Muller. With Arevalo, we had the chance to be in the same tournament than when Yoon Song Chong started. I had met Yoon Taek Lee, Duck Lily. The country is amazing in terms of tennis. They have amazing facilities. Now I think what Korea needs to open toward the world, because tennis it's a worldwide sport. Well, one of my friends, Daniel Yu from Korea, who's coaching Kwon, actually called me to know if I wanted if Yoon Song could come to practice with us when I had my academy in Davie in Florida, and we got a really good feeling. He stayed the whole week to practice with us. He practiced really, really well. For me, he had the potential to be a top 50 or much higher, to be honest. And we stayed there, and after Ryan Choi, his manager, called me, and that's the way we started the collaboration. The strengths of Chong. He has a really good fundamentals in all the strokes, which he has one of the best baseline game that I've seen, the most powerful, the fastest I've seen in terms of forehand, backhand. He has absolutely no weakness on this. He has a really fast arm, so he can serve extremely well with all the serve, top spin, kick, slice or flat. He has really good fundamentals at the net. I want him to come much more to the net. Footwork, if you see his legs and his movements, you will understand that there's no weakness about this, and I think that's about all the Korean players. That's what he has, absolutely everything there. For me, we have no limits and no limitation on his future. My goal is to really bring him top 50 or higher, and for this we need adjustment, little changes. So the adjustment that we need, it's more on his self-discipline and his what we call invisible work. After the COVID period, which in Korea they're getting closed, from this he needs to lose a lot of weight, some weight. He has a lot of power from this, but he needs to lose some weight to increase his VO2 max. Mentally, to be much more stable, but I think as soon as we're going to be able to improve his physical abilities and he's going to be able to compete longer, we're going to achieve this easily. So there's no really weakness. Well, to compare Chungi to other players, first it's a bit difficult, but I really think on his game he has the speed of Roger Federer, what's coming out of his racket, with the power of Alcaraz. That's what he has. He's not a Nadal who's giving top spin and everything, he can handle it. He's not a Djokovic, but physically he's close to those guys, and tennis, he should be there hopefully in the next couple of months.
Long direction. Long direction.
My goal in terms of ranking, like I said, is to bring him top 50 or much higher, because I really think that he can win ATP tournaments. As right now, to perform in Grand Slam, I want him to, but he needs time for this. He needs experience to be able to play 3 setters. Technically, is to develop a few aspects like volley. Tactically, he's improving a lot on this aspect. I love it. Physically, he has everything. It's just to be able to repeat the efforts, and I know that he will do it in the next couple of months. Mentally, to accept the moments, accept that the tough moments that it is, because when you're at 400, 300 in ranking, it's a lot of financial effort, but we're going to go through this, and I know that this guy is going to be top 100 in hopefully next year.